Hey guys, it's Laura from Into the Moon House, and I'm a sacred life coach, teacher, and healer. And today I want to talk a little bit more about sacred self living and how it can be your key to a much more balanced and joyful life. Um, and that is because sacred self living, so we have to, I'll tell you what it is. Sacred self living is all about you knowing yourself, knowing what is important for you, knowing what gifts you have, what your natural talents are, how you would like to share that with the world. And also, and here is where it gets really interesting, when you know those things about yourself, it's up to you to start making sure that you make choices that are aligned to that. Here's why. Because when you do, and you are holding the space for yourself, which is basically what we do and what you'll learn in sacred self living, is holding the space for your core self, your true self, your authentic self, whatever you want to call it. But when you start doing that and you start making those choices, that means you are moving closer towards living according to those values. So can we just take a tiny moment in which I want to ask you you can close your eyes if you want to, but to just imagine what it would be like for you to live much more of what is naturally joyful to you. What brings you peace? What makes you feel very balanced and harmonious? I'm going to ask that if you're watching, that it may flash into your mind an idea, an image, an inkling on your soul. So anything that came to mind straight away, that is great. So that is what comes up for you when you think about that. Now think a minute that by you holding the space for yourself, you can start bringing more and more of those experiences into your day-to-day life. So instead of having the idea that you have to do certain things, and really like I have to, maybe you don't want to, you're now building the space for having a joyful life on each and every level. That is what sacred self living is all about. That is the payoff, as you will, for the journey, which is normally or very often, of course, a spiritual journey that is undertaking to getting, to get deeply in touch with yourself. And the interesting part in regards to this is that even though the journey is spiritual, it's because we're connecting to invisible areas, but they're very much part of our daily life actually. So spirituality isn't far away from us, or like God is been imagined by religions like far away. In fact, it's part of the world, it's part of ourselves. So your emotions and your thoughts, for example, we can't see them, but we have them, and it's an energy. So that is just as much part of this spiritual journey, or what's considered a spiritual journey, because in reality it's wholeness, it's tapping into all of yourself. And then bringing that, so that if you want to master that, then you bring it into the real world. So I'm just tapping on a blanket because that is a practical manifestation. We can touch it. I can sit on the chair. That is when you're able to bring all your thoughts, all of your ideas, all of what is important to you into the world, and you channel it and you make it real, you make it tangible. So it's not just an idea, it's not just a feeling. You've been a magician, you've worked with it, and now it's real. So that is what you can do basically with sacred self living. That's the payoff from you getting to know yourself, and you getting to use your talents and say, I want this, and I'll move anything that comes up, any gunk, any old emotions or fears, I'll move it out of the way because I'm devoted to myself. And so that is a big payoff, right? So think about that little image that came on, but maybe a big image when you thought what it would mean for you to have that into your life, more of those moments in your life that you really, really love. Now, for today, I want to ask you, so what is one thing you can do today to bring in more of that joyfulness into your life? So write it down, whatever comes up. If you need a few suggestions, it can be as simple as you setting some time aside by burning some incense and a candle because you like the atmosphere. It can be that you just need to go out for a walk in nature or 5 minutes outside to step under that big tree to feel, you're part of this world. Maybe it's playing with your pets or with your children. What do you need right now? What is joyful for you? What can you do today to bring a little bit more of this into your life? Congratulations, you've just listened to that voice from inside of you. Let me know in the free Facebook group Into the Moon House, and we'll speak later. This is Laura.